Also, Cosmic Cocktails. Today we have some of their products in the studio, pre-packaged cocktails. These are their new immune boosters, which I love, and non-alcoholic. Also, they do, you know, all your favorite cocktails, mojitos, pina colada, you name it, they do it. Cosmic Cocktails, contact them for all your cocktail services, and like I said, pre-packaged. They also set up in the comfort of your own homes. And Base is a company that helps you develop your entrepreneurial skills. They coach and do mentoring. Very good for our young children, our teenagers, you know, who want to go into business and entrepreneurship. The founder is Jackie Obeng. She was on our first show back that we had in the studio over the COVID period. Her number is 07399 867 417. Her logo and her details will be coming up on the screen throughout the show, alongside World Remit and Cosmic Cocktails. So as I said, I have two amazing, beautiful business women in the studio. I'm so excited that they're here. And just to have the both of them in one place at the same time is amazing for me. We have Chinelo Obi, who is the CEO of Cumo London, rebranded. Yeah. We're going to talk about all that during the show. And then we also have Patrice Camille, who is the founder of Pink Ship Ltd, which is a digital marketing company. And she has been going for 6 years, I believe. Almost 6 years. Yeah, so guys, the theme of the show today is motherhood and business. Believe it or not, these two beautiful women are both mothers, both have families, juggling their successful businesses alongside motherhood. So don't forget to share with your family and friends. We are live on Omega Live TV on Facebook and YouTube. We also have an Instagram page, so follow us on Instagram as well. Like I said, share, because it's going to be an interesting conversation, especially for you mothers out there, you know, who are trying to embark on businesses or are in business. You know, you're going to pick up a few nuggets during the show. So ladies, welcome. Thanks for having me. Thank you for being in the studio. And look at you, you look amazing, Chinelo. She's wearing one of her pieces.
Yeah, nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I feel really honored to be here today.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so we're going to go straight into it, guys. And just to break the ice and get comfortable and relaxed, I picked up a quote off your Instagram page, Patrice. Okay. And I'm going to read it because it's quite... some would say controversial, I don't know. When I read it, I was like, that's very interesting. But your quote said, we should stop forcing our friends and families to support our businesses. Now, what did you mean by that?
So the quote actually was, forcing your friends and family to support your business is not a marketing strategy.
Sorry.
So I don't mean that to say that you shouldn't support your friends and family. You should. And I don't mean that to say that your friends and family shouldn't support you. They should. What I mean is, that is not a marketing strategy. Because when all your friends and family buy stuff and when they all share, then what? It's not enough to run a successful business. You need a marketing strategy beyond auntie, your cousins, you know. It's not just their support isn't enough to market your brand. And so what I mean is, you need a fully conceptualized marketing strategy that just goes beyond your WhatsApp group.
Definitely. Yeah. And a lot of people do get upset when their friends don't support them, and it has become an issue over, you know, like the last few years, because a lot of us have started our own businesses, online businesses, and then, you know, it does ruin friendships, because you think, my friend's not supporting what I do, so therefore she's not a good friend. What do you think about that?
That's the thing. It's like, we can't take it personally, because your friends and family, they love you, but they might not be your target audience. So the particular thing that you're selling might not be of interest to your cousin.
Exactly.
You can't get upset that she doesn't want to buy it every single time you put it on, you know, restock your site. You have to reach out to the people who are interested in what it is that you're selling and who genuinely want it. And not take it personally when your friends don't continuously purchase. you kind of got to look at it as this is not personal. They just don't need another set of eyelashes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Chinelo, how do you feel about this topic?
I totally agree.
Because you're quite not new, but you've just started.
When I first started, I think I kind of expected that my friends and family would purchase from me, obviously because they're the first people isn't it?
Yes.
And when you're getting into like the business world, you don't really, like for me, I didn't know what to expect. I just started with zero knowledge about business and running a business in the UK and what I needed to do, who my target audience was. I didn't even know who my target audience was at the time.
Yeah.
I just knew that I loved fashion. I just wanted to share what I had with other people. But I think very quickly early on I learned that my friends and family wouldn't if I'm gonna grow at the level I wanted to grow, that they are definitely not the ones to buy to make that business grow. One, because they want a discount. Two, they don't want to pay straight away, they're like, oh, okay, I'll give you the money next week, and no, that's not how to get it going.
And because of the nature of your business, because you sell clothing, then you would get a lot of friends saying, okay, can I have this? I'll pay you next week.
Exactly.
Whereas with it probably was the same with yours, isn't it? Even though you're not selling a tangible product.
It's a retail product, but because of what I do, I know that my friends and family is not enough to to keep me going. Although I will say my first client and still one of my favorite clients to this day is my mum.
Okay.
So my mum has a business and she was like one of the first people to even hire my agency.
Okay.
And I still work with her business and she's one of my favorite businesses to work with. So, in that sense, that's why I say friends and family is great, but it's not enough. Like, if my mum was my only client I've ever had in the last 6 years, I wouldn't be successful. It's just not enough. So, yeah. But my mum, she's very respectful. She was never like, oh, I'll pay you next week or nothing like that. She treated me like a serious business and that really did give me the confidence to launch out. So sometimes it can be very positive, but then there are the family members that will be like, oh, mates rates please, or,
family discount.
Really have it, and it's just
and how do you deal with that, the both of you, when friends do say, can you give me a discount, or can I pay next week, or how do you answer them?
I think in the beginning, obviously, because you're trying to sell for me, and you're trying to build like your clientele and get people to review your product and stuff in a positive way. In the beginning, I would say, okay, I'll give you a certain amount of discount. But now, I don't. I'm like, if you want to get something from Cumo London, you need to go on the website. And I want them to cultivate the habit of actually buying stuff without having to speak to me, because at some point in the business, I'm going to have more and more maybe like staff working with me. And so you wouldn't, because you haven't spoken to me, then you wouldn't buy the item, or because you're looking for me to give you a discount, you wouldn't buy. So I think that's another thing that friends and family and people who know me really need to start cultivating, the habits of actually following I don't know if I call it due process, but following a certain process, which is
procedures.
To and if you do have a shop, which I believe you will one day, well soon, the rate you're going, a family member or friend can't just walk in and pick up an item and say, tell Chinelo I can buy.
For me, I don't really mind it. If I'm honest with you, just the nature of my business is like I like to help business owners to grow. So if a friend or family member comes to me and says, I've got a business idea, can you help me? I'm just like, yeah, sure. Like I always help, and I don't even mind if they don't pay or if they don't have it, because it's not often. And if it's it's a little thing I can do to support my friends to build a business, then I will do it.
Okay.
And they never usually ask for like full-time, full-on service month to month. So that would be a different story. Usually it's just they need help getting their website up, or they want a flyer made, and I don't really mind, to be honest. I mean, if I was a retail business, I would probably take your approach, because that's
it's different. But another thing, even with services, is I remember like for something like a website, I wouldn't want my friends and family to even help me with it, because again, as a business, I don't want. You know how it is with friends and family. They're like, I thought you have to give me time.
You want them to take it seriously.
You want them to take it very seriously. So I always like to just keep it business, and I use people outside of my network to get things
which is
done.
very important.
Yeah.
So in terms
it's
of
really
like,
helped me in the business, really scaling up quickly, because with friends
you just
and
pay people, write
just get it
services,
done.
and then
Yeah.
so you've never like hired anyone you know to do anything for you. That's good.
Except maybe like, for instance, with modeling and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but for the most part, when it's like buying or website or digital marketing, anything like that, I'll just go straight and because again, it's for the business to grow, and you don't want anything to stop that growth.
And that's what I love about you. You're so professional. But the both of you, that's why you're on the show.
It's definitely very difficult to, like, if a friend is taking long with your site, it's difficult to kind of let them have it, because they're doing it for free as a favor. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, when you do pay a friend to build a website or do something for you, they still take time because
because they're your friends.
She'll understand.
Or they have other clients, and they always tend to shove yours to the side, doesn't it? So it's very important in business, guys, to pay for services. So we've recently, we're still in COVID-19, but we're recovering from it and trying to get back to normality. And due to COVID, we've now hit a recession in the UK, which is quite deep, because we haven't had a recession for a very long time. Has the recession or COVID-19 affected any of your businesses? Did you see a difference? Have you seen a difference in the last 4 months in business?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess for you it'll be different because you're digital. Because you're like the most sought after service right now.
For me, it had a positive effect. People, they had to close their shop, or they had to, their brick and mortar had to stop, and so they would fly to me because they needed help with their site, they needed social media support, they needed this and the other. So we just got super busy within the last 4 months and just grew. So it was a positive. I was like, oh well, that's all right then. For me.
And for you?
Well, obviously with fashion, it's not just me, but the whole of fashion, it's had a massive dip.
Definitely.
In March, April. And normally, like for African fashion, this is our season, summertime, the time when you get, it was. I'm kind of positive, and I'm very hopeful that hopefully we will get past this, like we always do with every recession. But my prayer is that businesses can survive this, because sometimes with my business, I'm like, you have to survive this. Like, it's almost like I'm giving myself no choice, and I'm just holding on tight and making sure that I can cut down where I can't cut down, invest where I can invest, which is like personal development and trying something new, figuring out what other things people are interested in. Because people might not be interested in wearing clothes now, but they might be interested in something else that I have to offer. And it's just finding that within my brand that I can offer them, so I can keep myself and my fashion brand afloat while we go through the recession. And
you've been doing a lot of, Instagram lives and diversifying. What has been like the highlight? What have you learned about yourself during this season?
Do like prior to this time, it was like life was so noisy. There's somebody going, you're doing school run, you're doing a business, you're trying to get this, and it was almost like a stop button, and then for you to actually like look inward and think more. And for me, it's been a lot of self-awareness and peace and just inner reflection and figuring out what are those things I've been doing that are actually not necessary. You were just wasting time really, but busy, right? Yes. So it's allowed me to actually grow internally, and then like even with the business, repositioning the business, actually looking deep into my business and finding wasteful events that we had done or things we've done that were wasteful, and how we can do more for little, those kind of stuff. So for me, it's been, I really honestly, with COVID, the whole pandemic, for me, it's been like really peaceful and evaluating, re-strategizing. It's almost like a rebirth actually for me.
I've heard a lot of people say that, like, even though there's been a lot of tragedies and a lot of deaths, a lot of people have found the positive in it, and I think it's really helped us as Black people. So moving on to that, Black Lives Matters, another thing that came out of the season that we've been in, we've had COVID, and then you know, the tragic death of George Floyd in America, which kind of how can I say, like, in America, racism is it's big everywhere. But, you know, there's people that have been murdered prior to him in America, and it's just been sad over the last few years there. But I think with his death in particular, especially during COVID, where everybody was just aware and on social media, it kind of brought this Black Lives Matters movement, especially on social media. And I mean, it's been positive and negative for all of us, the Black Lives Matters movement. But then here in the UK, we've had a young gentleman called Swiss from So Solid Crew who has started Black Pound Day.
Yes.
And when I first heard about it, I was like, what the hell is this? Because I'm not into finance whatsoever. But I was asked by a friend of his to do an advert, and I just jumped at the opportunity because I love, you know, being out there. And I was like, wow, what's all this about? Did some research, and yeah, we have Black Pound Day, which now takes place every month. And Black Pound Day is to encourage us as Black people to buy from Black-owned businesses like your own and services. So I'm just going to read what I got off their website so we're really clear, because I don't want to say my own thing. But yeah, so Black Pound Day encourages everyone to spend money with local online UK Black-owned businesses, replacing your usual purchases with services and products from Black-owned businesses. The day is also an opportunity to find out how everyone can support Black businesses over the long term. Now, I've had a few conversations with people, and some people say, you know, they don't see the difference, or Black Pound Day, and then, you know, other people say good things, and I think it's a great initiative. So what do you guys think? And has Black Pound Day helped you guys? Did you notice increase in sales on either of the Black Pound Days, which was 27th of June and I believe the 27th of June and the 1st of August?
My business isn't retail, so
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. People won't, you know,
Yes.
you know, they don't hire me based on, it's not retail,
yes.
so it didn't work like that for me. But I do have clients that are retail, e-commerce, and they had like a surge of sales on the first one.
Okay.
It was like nothing they'd ever seen. It was
Wow.
such a huge influx of orders till they couldn't even fulfill the orders. The second Black Pound Day was not as much. It was still a lot, but it was nothing like the first one. But they were still, you know, very happy with the result. So I definitely noticed the difference.
Okay, for your clients.
Yeah, for my clients, yeah.
And Chinelo, yourself?
Well, I'm a bit of one of those people who kind of think like, what is a Black Pound Day exactly? And what does it really mean?
Yes.
The only good thing I would say is that it has brought up a conversation, which is that Black people need to spend on Black businesses,
Yes.
right?
We need to
But apart from
support.
that, I don't honestly know why we should actually have a Black Pound
Pound
Day.
Day, yeah.
We should buy from Black businesses, period.
Regardless, yeah.
We shouldn't wait till the 27th. It's not Christmas. Black businesses exist every day. We struggle every day. We look for finances every day. We're looking for customers every day. So why do I have to wait for one day in a month to have like a peak in sale?
Yeah.
I should have peaks in sale every day.
Yeah.
So if there's something, I think what it is Black people should consciously find businesses, whether it's local Black businesses or local businesses, to support every single day. So rather than go to that big store and buy a pair of jeans, if there's a small business owner who is Black, or regardless, I don't really mind, a local business that sells the same quality of jeans, rather than go on the high street and buy it, support that small business, right? So that's where I stand with it. I honestly, and then of course, people expect you to give them discounts on Black Pound Day. Come on, you don't buy from me, and then the only day you want to buy, you want me to give you % off.
Yeah, it's a bit. The reason I brought it up is because, like Patrice was saying, is that, you know, the first day it was a hype, it was trending, and then the second time it was like, okay, and now it's like, you know, and it's important because I don't think he started it to do a Black Pound Day where you own, like, this day buy from Black people. I think it's to, you know, create the awareness and just, you know, bring the awareness of how important it is to support each other and buy from each other, because there is a Black woman selling dollies and jeans and shoes and food. I mean, there's a lot of Black businesses in the UK that sell hair products and wigs and weaves. Yeah, we go to, you know, packs and
exactly.
You know, we go to all these shops to buy our products and even beauty treatments. There's a lot of black-owned beauty salons, you know, that do eyebrows and, you know, I mean, with hair it's different. I'm sure we go to our black sisters when we need a good weave. But yeah, I think it was just to encourage all of us to support each other.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. It should be something that we do anyway. So I completely agree, and I also disagree with giving discounts on Black Pound Day.
Yeah.
I don't see
because it's like
how that helps.
That thing kind of like black people we're hungry. Half price, Black Pound Day.
That thing, I don't agree with that.
I
don't encourage any of my clients to give any discounts on Black Pound Day.
This is also the reason why you see those kind of spikes on those kind of days, because you know, you don't buy and then all of a sudden you have 1,000 units to
But the thing is, when the results I saw, none of my clients gave discount. The spike didn't come from a sale. They didn't offer a sale. I think it just came from, what I would say it was because everyone was talking about Black Pound Day, tagging, and people were tagging my clients and promoting them and sharing them in their stories. I think what I like about it is that it keeps the conversation going on a monthly basis, because you're not going to actively share and promote these businesses every day on your social media. Like, my social media is not for that. It's not for promoting everybody and anybody. But, you know, if once a month we have an event where I can actively go out of my way to shine a spotlight on some of my favorite black-owned brands, then I think that is a happy compromise. It's like a happy meet in the middle for me to continue to shout out my favorites, but then also I don't have to be going hard every day. Like, it's not every day of my life that is a protest. I want to be just happy.
But it shouldn't really be a protest. This is the thing, which is why I rebranded, because I want this kind of base to be a lifestyle. It should be something that we're used to doing. Just the same way you go into Primark and you go into Next, or you go into buy, you actually actively go searching for those brands. You go to the high street, you walk all the way to Primark, but before you get there, you actually passed other stores. The same way when you're trying to actively, we have to consciously remember that these things are being sold by black people. If you want your monies to be within the community, then you have to actively go and look for them. But like you said, the good thing is it has brought up the conversation, which is we actually don't actually think about it. You know, maybe the more we hear about how our monies don't actually stay within the black economy, then maybe then we can
that's
start.
the purpose of it. That's the purpose of it, and I think that's the effect it's having. That people are talking about, like, what the impact of us spending our money with each other actually has. And also we have a lot of unlearning to do. Our community have a lot of, like, you know, we internalize all of this, that the black businesses are not as good or not as professional, or not as this, not as that. And we have a lot of, like, unlearning as a community to do in that area. And I think Black Pound Day keeps us talking about it so that each month with every Black Pound Day, we build up our confidence with each other as a community. So I think that's the positive. And not only that, but it gets people who are not black to think about it too, because we know we need to shop with each other, but it gets the white people and the Asian people and everybody else to say, okay, I'm gonna go out of my way and spend with a black-owned business this time. Do you know what I mean? I think it's good in that respect.
Definitely. So guys, we have two stunning women in the studio, and we've been talking about Black Pound Day and also the recession, and, you know, we spoke about a quote that I saw on Patrice Camille's Instagram page. But guys, don't forget to share. We're just getting heated up in the studio at the moment. We're just like, you know, warming up. We're here live on Facebook and YouTube. Share with your friends, especially the mothers out there, because these two women are a perfect example of balancing motherhood and business. So Chinelo, looking amazing in one of your pieces. I love this woman, and I modeled for her brand, and I couldn't stop posting pictures because I was so honored to be a model for her brand. I just love her clothes. Chinelo, you're a mother of 3. And I'm a big fan of yours, and I'll keep saying it throughout the show because I love everything about you. And what I love is your professionalism. The fact that you're a mother, wife, but you know how to separate your business from your family. And if I didn't know you as a family woman, I wouldn't even know that you had kids, you know. That's one of the things I noticed about you. How do you do it? And most importantly, why did you start the brand? Because you're a professional. You had a great job. Well, you still do, but you've kind of The brand comes first.
Yeah, well, we're hoping to build, like I said, well, I'm a scientist, so I work in public health, and I've been doing that for over 12, 13 years. But one thing they know me at work is that I always turn up in colors. Like even on a winter cold day, you will catch me wearing a yellow piece or something. So I always love my colors. But even minus that, when I first moved to the UK, I obviously came with my prints, and I would wear them like, I didn't see anything wrong with wearing them. But then I got a lot of like, how do you feel so confident wearing, the print? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with like I feel like there's nothing wrong in wearing it. But then I also get compliments around, oh my God, they look nice, where did you get it from, and all that. And I always have this business mentality anyway. But minus that, I think I just wanted to share my love for African fashion really with the Western world. And I just wanted to show people how you can actually wear it and still be pleasant, because I think people have this misconception that it has to be long skirts with the tailored top, and that's what most people traditional African looking styles, kind of, and you could turn your African print into very contemporary styles, and that's what I wanted to do, and of course make it easily accessible to women in the Western world basically. And so that's how we started. Well, that's how I started in 2017. And like I said, with zero experience. In fact, I started with £100. I just started not even knowing what I was doing. No market, no research. I didn't know who my target audience was. I just went with it. But I think it comes from my own my personality, which is I go for it.
Yes.
I put it all out, and then I just hope for the best. It does not work for everyone.
Yeah.
Because some people at the first knock, they'll be like, I tried, not do it again. But you can knock me 1,000,000 times. I can tell you. Once I can, open my eyes, I'm up again. Yeah. Nothing can, I don't know what can deter me. I think it's just my personality. And, I've learned along the way, having 3 kids, trying to balance that with work.
3 children.
Children.
You don't even look like you have one.
So again, it comes from my personality of not wanting to give up. So I have my bad days like everybody else, but once I can get, once I can see any glimpse of light there, I'm up for it again, and I'm just giving it all. And yeah, so far so good.
That's amazing. And do you have the support like from your family? Because I think that's really important.
You see, this is the thing we were saying before. I actually don't need anybody's support to be able to move. I honestly feel like if I have my friends and family supporting me, that's like an added bonus. I think when you go out there thinking, oh, she has to support me, he hasn't even said well done, and that means I'm not good, then sorry, baby. You need to be the one. You are the one in charge. You need to tell yourself what you want to do, and you need to go for it. Every other person will come along as they see you, because most people would say, like when I first started, a friend of mine said to me, oh, everyone does ready to wear African print, why do you want to do it? Everybody's doing it, you're not going to be successful. If you keep listening to things like that, you will never do anything, because everybody has done everything before. There's really nothing
and
so
all markets
new.
Are saturated now. I mean, even with digital companies, there's thousands.
So you just have to, obviously my family and my friends, I've had those who supported me from the beginning, but at the same time I had those who didn't. But whether you supported me or you didn't, I don't hold it against anyone. I'm just like, it's me, it's my dream. If I make it successful, it's my success. I just go for it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, just go for it.
And you, Patrice, you started your business a bit earlier than Chinelo did in 2015. So that's, like I said, 6 years ago. And every year things seem to change, like especially in terms of technology. And social media now is like a big tool for all businesses, so how have you been able to diversify along the way? Like how have you had to diversify since 2015 to now? Like, are there any times that you can remember where you've had to learn a new skill
every day? Every day with digital marketing,
because it's so fast. It's a digital world.
You have to stay stay studying it. And I don't care how long you've been doing it. I mean, I studied this at university, but even after university, by the time I graduated from university, everything I learned was even old. I had to continue learning, studying. There's always new features on social media platforms. There's always a new social media platform. Some of my clients have been from Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat, back to Instagram, to TikTok, back to Instagram. It's a journey. You have to continue learning all the platforms and figuring out how they work, figuring out how best to grow there, how to leverage it, how to get it to, you know, to help your business. You've got to learn all of these different things. Even email marketing has changed. All kinds of different marketing strategies in the digital world has changed, and I always have to keep learning. Sometimes, even with TikTok, just recently I've had to figure that out. I'm like, okay, I don't know how this works.
Oh God, I can't do the TikTok. What about you and TikTok?
Yeah. I love TikTok, but then 2 weeks ago, Instagram brought out Reel. I'm like, what is this?
What is this Reel thing? I mean, I haven't even looked at it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's slightly different, isn't it? Is it the same?
Because you've been doing a lot of them. I haven't looked, but I've just been looking, and I've noticed you've done a few.
Fun with it. But yeah, it's Instagram's version of TikTok. But this is what I'm saying. Every day, something new will pop up, and you have to continue learning. And if I stop studying for even a month, I'll be behind. You know, I always have to stay on top of what's happening, what's changing, learning new skills, and never feeling like I know it all, because that's not possible in my industry.
Yeah, someone will just come and take all your clients. Like, in a twinkle of an eye.
Exactly.
And you specialize, well, not specialize, but you deal with brands that sell, you know, like hair brands, beauty, and you also do a lot of digital events, which is quite big at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so in terms of the digital events, what is your take on it? Because like now, it's amazing how everything has moved to Zoom. In terms of events. So I'm just thinking, when we go back to normal events, are we even going to go? Because I had this conversation with someone, and he was like, I don't even think I'm going to go to an event again, because everything's virtual now.
Yeah.
You know,
it depends. Everyone's personality is different. With digital events, it takes a lot to keep someone engaged, to make someone feel like they're there, to make it an experience. You have to put a lot more effort into it. Whereas, and you can actually, the positives are you actually take a lot more money away. You don't have the venue overhead, the goodie bags, the food and drink, downside. The balloons. You know what I mean? It's just digital, so you can actually put a lot more effort and make it an experience for people and actually keep more of the profit. But a lot of people do prefer the physical aspect. They like to go to an event, see people, and
I
spend
love
time.
that. I'm
and,
old school,
it's just weird now, because when you go to an event, you can't have as many people. You got to keep 2 meters distance. You got to have your mask, hand sanitizer. So a lot of people are not feeling like it's as enjoyable. And a lot of people are still quite hesitant to go back. But I know some people who they don't care. They want to still go to a physical event.
I mean, if you can go to a party and not wear a mask, I don't see why you can't go to an event and have the same like motivation and drive, because you know, us as black people, I've seen a lot of people having parties, they're not really going by all this social distancing.
They're not. They're just doing,
you know, they're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed also that you've been talking a lot about coding.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So that's another thing in terms of, you know, me adapting and learning new skills and just staying on top of things. And coding is a really important skill in the tech space. Coding is, you need coding for everything. Everything that has electricity has been coded, and it's just such an important skill that I think one day you're gonna need to know it. And I think I know that children are learning this in IT in schools now, because it's that important, and it's gonna be something that everyone just should know, like as basic as typing. And so I really want to stay ahead of that and make sure that I can at least understand it. I can at least write a 1-2 line of code. So that's why I've been practicing it and studying it and just figuring out how it works. I don't ever want to be in a conversation about coding and not know what people are talking about, because you know, in digital marketing, that's not a good look for me. I need to know at least what CSS is, what's a JavaScript, how does it work? Like, I need to at least know these things. So that's something that I've been definitely looking into, studying and trying to get good at. It's really difficult. It takes a lot of patience and you need to practice a lot.
And you have a baby.
I have a baby. Yeah, well, toddler now. She's not even a baby anymore. She's 14 months and she's talking and running around. So yeah.
So how do you like manage?
One major
because you're like you said, what you do is very technical. You always have to be online learning. Yeah. Checking your competitors, all that kind of stuff. Probably same with you, but you know, with a baby as well.
Yeah, I think one change I made early on, when I was like 6-7 months pregnant, I decided to give up the office space that we had. So we had an office space, and you know, that's a good look and everything, but I kind of looked a little bit further ahead and I was like, this is not necessarily practical for me, the life that I'm about to have. I'm about to have a child, and I don't see myself driving into the office every day and stuff. I need to kind of build my career around the lifestyle I want to have, and I want to be able to work from home. So that's why I gave up the office space, because first of all, I was getting big pregnant. I didn't want to be doing the journey every day. And secondly, I knew that when she was born, I needed to be able to work from home and have it so that I don't have to be out and about. I can still be at home with her, have some structure for her, but then also have time when I can work. And also I've just let go of the whole, because she's still quite young, she's not going to school or anything at this time, so I still have to keep her occupied, play games with her, take her places, do activities, read her stories. So instead of me working from 10 to 6 like what I used to do, well, I used to work from like 10 to like midnight. So yeah, no, still, instead of doing the full-blown hours that I used to do, I kind of work around her schedule. When she's napping, I'll get some bits done, you know, and I'll just kind of work around it. Now she's a little bit older, she can play with her toys and watch her cartoons and learn her words and her numbers. So she does that while I'm doing work, and I'm a lot more flexible now. Like, I can't be as rigid or as full-on as I used to be, and I'm a lot more strategic with how I spend my time. So instead of just spending hours and hours on a task, I plan to the point where I can cut down the amount of time I spend on it and get it done in a short amount of time. I have to plan ahead so that I can get things done in less time, because I can't labor over something for 4 hours anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I have to figure it out. How can I get this 4-hour task down to an hour? And I plan that all out so that, you know, I can fit more in less time.
Great stuff, guys. See Patrice Camille like this. She has worked with some huge brands. We're going to talk about the brands she's worked. No, they're big brands. They're big brands. Don't downplay it. They're big brands. But Chinelo, you've recently rebranded. You know, your brand was ATM Collections before. You know, tell us why, because it's not easy to rebrand. It takes a lot of thought, and like you said, we've gone through a season where you did a lot of reflecting, so obviously that brought your change. But to rebrand at a time like this, we're in a recession, and I mean, what brought on the idea of rebranding?
Yeah, you know, like I said to you, like the whole lockdown for me was more like a rebirth, and asking those questions. Why am I doing what I do? What do I want to achieve from doing what I do? Is it just about selling? You know, am I in the business of just making profit? And I think it's more than just the selling. And that was why I wanted to rebrand. ATM Collections were more into, you know, we just wanted to make a sale, you know, we're looking for hustling kind of thing. But I wanted something where I can empower and inspire other young women or women, you know, who want to go into business or who want to do other things, whether it's, you know, try their hands on different things, but do it looking good. But more importantly, again, with Black Lives Matter, Black Pound Day, everything going on around Black businesses, I also want to make it into a lifestyle. So I don't want, you know, I want you to come into Cumo, London, feeling like you can come in here like you can get everything you need to live a normal life. So whether it's clothing or homeware or, you know, like a talk show or even a magazine. So it could be anything.
You wanted to create this.
Yeah, I wanted to create this kind of brand that can encompass a whole lot of things, but keeping it cultural. Keeping it cultural. So it, for me now, it's like a black canvas, and I can have my fashion brand on top of it, and I can have maybe like the speaker, the motivator on top of it.
Because you're definitely a motivational speaker. Like,
remember I did the live events on Instagram where I was bringing people on and we were talking about different things. So again, I wanted to use my voice, because I think it was also some of it was also me listening to Michelle Obama in her recent podcast, which is you don't really need to have like 1 million followers or a huge platform to create an impact. You can actually create impact from just 10 people.
It's true.
And is that one person who had a thing because they heard you speak. So you can actually, I feel like I can actually use my platform, no matter how small it is, to actually create and empower someone else. And that's what I want to be able to achieve with Cumo London, and also that it can outlive me. So if I'm not here, it can still run. So, you know, I'm bringing in more people. We're going to be doing more collaboration partnerships. So it's not just about
changing the name, or
exactly,
just,
So,
and how did you come up with the name Cumo London?
So
Cumo, it sounds very exotic, African.
You know, it's so weird because I remember when I first started my business and I was trying to figure out what a business name is, and I spoke with a brand expert and she said, what do you want to call your business? I'm like, I don't know, I actually didn't know what to call it.
So you consulted, you consulted?
This time around I didn't, but initially I did.
Oh, okay.
And then she said, okay, what are you feeling right now? I said, you know, I'm just going to call it this. And she said, but it doesn't feel right.
Okay.
And then she said to me at that time, she said, you know what, sometimes business names actually come as you go along the journey. I remember her saying to me, don't force it. Don't try to you know, bring up. Sometimes you might just be and then something will just come and you just click and you just sit, right? So with this one, I remember I'm very close with my siblings, so we talked about it initially in the beginning, and they're like, call it, you know, name it after yourself. I was like, no, my name is not so cute. I don't want to call it my name, you know. And they're like, why not? I was like, I just didn't like my name anyway. I didn't like the way my name sounded, and again, it was because when I was growing up, I didn't know so many people that had the name I had, so I didn't connect with it at that time. But obviously, growing up, being who I am and embracing myself, my culture, my color, my femininity, everything about me, like I feel whole. Again, with the rebirth, it's like I can literally feel every blood that runs through my skin, and I'm just proud of it. So this second consultation, again with my siblings, they also went, call it your name. And I'm like, okay, we could do that, but let's see, how can we rejiggle the name? So Cumo is actually my name, but it's my initials. So it's my whole name. And the minute it dropped on the platform with my brothers and sisters, it just clicked. I was like, this is just me, because this is what I'm feeling right now, you know. So from my head, from the last strand of my head to the tip of my toes, I can feel myself, and I'm just proud of who I am. And I just said, you know what, this is it. And then we just went with Cumo. So it's Chinelo Obi. That's my full initial. So I just feel it.
And do you feel different? Like, do you feel like powerful and empowered?
I feel empowered by it, because I'm not just calling myself Chinelo anymore. I'm actually calling myself my full name. I haven't left anyone out, you know. And so it's, again, it's the aura, you know, and that's what I want the brand to be about, that women feel whole and complete, whether you're wearing African print in yellow colors or African print in brown colors, whether you're in Buckingham Palace or you're on YouTube, whether you're walking the street of London or you're in the market, you should embrace your culture and just feel it. You know, you should own yourself, own your femininity, own your scars, own your color, own, you know, however you come, that's you. Just embrace it. And that's what, for me, that's the power that I feel that this brand can bring. And I want it to exude as well, because if I feel empowered, then the people I'm trying to make look beautiful also feel empowered.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you empowered me when I did the shoot with you. I didn't tell you, but when I left there, I was like, wow, I felt really empowered, because you just like, own your body, own your size. You know, own it, because I was a bit paranoid about wearing a short dress and stuff like that. And you know, you and the other models are like, own your size, own your body, own yourself. And you know, it has changed me.
I'm happy to hear that. Definitely. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So Camille, why do I keep calling you Camille? Patrice, Camille. Patrice. Patrice, your company's called Pink Ship. But how did you come up with the name?
At the time, I had a blog called, well, actually, let me tell you how I came up with the name for the blog. First of all, it was a time when I was dealing with a lot of rejection, looking for jobs. And I think that's kind of what led me into starting my own agency in the first place. I wasn't getting the opportunities that I knew I was qualified for. I had my degree, I had a portfolio already, and I knew I could do what I knew I could do the job, but I wasn't getting the opportunities. I wasn't getting my foot in the door. And I think at the time, I just decided, I heard a quote that said, you know, you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. And I just thought, yeah, I'm the captain. Like, this is my life.
Yeah.
And I am just going to...
And at the time you started, like 2015, I mean, it was, a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't get jobs in market. Black people couldn't get jobs at marketing companies, PR companies.
That's right. And I said, this is my life. I'm not going to tell anyone what job I can and cannot do. I will hire myself if they won't get the job done. And I'm going to just be the captain of my ship.
Your ship,
This is what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to make it happen for myself then, if no one else will take me on board. I'm not going to just accept like the you know, just accept this circumstance. No, I'm going to create the opportunity. So that quote was just really in my head. So that's what made me start the blog. The color pink was just because that's my favorite color. There was no deep meaning behind that. So I just kind of
do wear a lot of things.
I just thought, okay, it's going to be pink ship, and then I started the blog, and then I thought, actually, let me start at the agency. Let me just go out and start, you know.
And how was business? How was your first year of business?
My first year of business was...
How did you get clients?
Up and down. It was... I don't even know what I was doing. Like, similar to you, when I started, I was like, when looking back, I'm thinking, what was I doing? I had a couple clients because I started off as a freelancer. So I had 2 clients that hired me to do their social media management. So I went from freelance to the agency. When I started the agency, they were my same 2 clients. Okay. But obviously the money just wasn't enough. And for some weird reason in my mind, instead of just focusing on marketing and getting new clients and putting my energy into that, I was doing all kind of stuff. I think I was selling phone cases. I don't know what was going on there. Like, I was just doing this, that, and the other. Looking back, I'm just like, Patrice, what? But yeah, the first year of business, I was just really trying to make ends meet, to be honest, while figuring out what direction I wanted to take the company. And it started to take shape, I guess, towards the second, third year. I was like, okay, this is making sense. This is looking like a proper business now. I'm getting clients. People are coming to me. I'm starting to feel more professional. Like, I feel like I know what I'm doing more. I've got a bit more experience in running this thing. I started hiring people. I had a team together, and it was just starting to really look like a proper business towards the third year. But the first year was just an experiment. So
why do you think marketing is important in business in general? Because, you know, a lot of businesses try to do their marketing themselves. You know, but you actually sell this as a service. So why is it important for someone to come to you?
I think marketing is a full-time job. It's not just something that you do on the side. Marketing is not just an Instagram post a day. Yeah,
because this is what I want to discuss, because you have a lot of people now calling themselves online marketers, you know, and online digital marketer, but all they're doing is posting on Instagram. And I want people to know that this is your life, this is your job, this is what you do. It's not a joke. You've had clients like Superdrug and... you know.
To be honest. And I think it's not... A lot of people think that marketing is, you know, setting up an Instagram page. I put CEO in my bio and that's it. Now I'm going to post. No, you need to look beyond. There's advertising. There's email marketing. There's paid, you know, promotions. There's Facebook advertising. There's all kind of things that you need to look at. PPC, SEO. There's the full 9 that you need to look at. And I put together a whole strategy for your business. That is a full-time job in and of itself. And it's just not, you can't, I think you can start off doing things yourself. Like if you want to create some flyers and hand out some flyers on your own, but you have to think about...
And the reality is some people can't afford.
But I think you've got to get to the point where you think about, I'm going to work towards investing in marketing. That's the one thing I think when money gets tight for brands, small brands particularly, the first thing they cut is their marketing. That's a huge mistake. Marketing is what brings the money in.
And PR and marketing.
It's what brings the money in. So if you cut marketing, then you don't have a big enough reserve to keep you going for that much longer. What are you going to do when you know the marketing efforts that you've put out dry up. You need to keep that. That's something you got to continuously keep going. And when people say I can't afford marketing, that's not actually true. You are supposed to spend 10 to 20% of your income on marketing, because like I said, marketing is what brings the money. You wouldn't have any customers, you wouldn't have any sales if there was no marketing happening. So that's the one thing you can't get rid of. You have to invest in that. You have to find it.
You hear that, guys? No freebie services from your friends, none of that. Like, invest in your business, hire a digital marketer like Patrice, Camille, and
even if you don't, take the time to learn stuff, do some webinars, learn the skills, and invest that marketing money on paid ads or something. But just don't think that you can have no money spent on marketing whatsoever, not even one boosted post, and still see success.
So, yeah. And do you spend money on marketing? I mean, have you invested in marketing?
Yeah, well, I think just like Patrice in the beginning, obviously running a business, I had no experience. I didn't even know I had to have a marketing budget. And we're just kind of caught up like, oh, people are not buying, why are people not seeing me? Because I'm not out there. People don't see you when you're not there, right? But yeah, now I have like a marketing budget. It's not huge because I feel like if you don't spend so much, you don't get so much. So, and one thing I've also learned about business is that your business is as successful as your investment. So if you put in £1, you're only going to get £2. Like, you cannot put in £1 and get £1,000. It's never going to happen. The most you will get is £3 out of your £1. So just times it by 3. That's what you're going to get. So that's what I've also learned, which is why even in this recession, I have with Cumo London, I still want to be able to push it as much as I possibly can with the resources that we have. And like she said, it's best actually to cut off production than marketing, because you want people to keep seeing what you're about. And I guess even if you don't have the product there, once they come through, then they can pay. Some people have businesses where they don't have any physical product. People actually pay them, then they go and get the product and then sell it.
Yeah, if that's what you got to do, then
so you can change it.
But they keep relevant, like through marketing, you keep relevant.
Because what's the point in having all these products but no ads?
No ads,
Which a lot of people do. They buy a lot of stock, and then they don't have no marketing going on.
But it's marketing is also very expensive.
Yes,
that's another thing. And again, with your brand or with your business, it also depends on how you want to position your business. If you want to position yourself as a luxury brand, then obviously your marketing, not just like the money you spend, but also creating the content, has to be has to be on point. So it's a rough road for businesses and for business. We have small businesses as well. Getting the money is not easy. Getting people to believe in you is not easy. Like I said in the beginning, not so much of my family or friends even believed in the idea. So they wouldn't invest in something. People don't invest in what they don't believe in. So you just have to find the way. And then once they see success, then they then go, oh, did you say you have an investment plan? Can I invest 10% to get
I understand. So what does a normal day look like for both of you? Like, because you're mothers. We've been talking about business. Let's talk about motherhood. What is a normal day like for you?
Starts early. Starts super early. Bottle, nappy, porridge, that that kind of thing. Just getting. And
you're a wife as well, so the balance.
That's right. Yeah, and it's so a lot of my morning, maybe up until about 12, it's just baby. It's just baby, and then I will get some work done because she'll nap, and I'll be like, okay, here's my hour, my power hour, where I'll get my stuff done. Sometimes in the morning as well, even though it's not my time to do real typing and work, she'll be watching her cartoons, and I'll be on my calls, delegating, which is a super important thing.
Because you do have a team.
I do, and I know that I don't have all the hours in the day, so I know already what I'm delegating, what needs to get done. So I know that at least stuff's happening while I'm playing with Legos and stuff like that. And then when she's napping, that's when I'm doing my emails, I'm doing my documents and paperwork and stuff like that. And then the rest of the day, I'm just kind of going with the flow with her. When she's chilled, I'll get some work done. When she wants me, I'm there. And then in the evening, that's my time to shine. When she goes down at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'm on that laptop till like a good 1 a.m. just getting all I need to get done. That's my time. So yeah, that's my day.
And Chinelo, with you, because your children are different ages.
Yeah, my kids are much grown up. Well, I think much grown up, but between the ages of 5 and 12. So it's not so much like, you know, like a baby having to tender to a little one, a toddler.
Well, 5 is still a young age.
Yeah, my 5-year-old is a full on. But sometimes I get, you know, I speak to them about money, you know, I encourage them to see what I'm doing, because they keep saying I worked so hard, I'm always working. And, you know, so I bring them on, especially my second daughter. She's very like fashionista. She always want to try the makeup, even though she's just 10. You know, so I try and bring them on. And even like my little one, 5, she keeps saying, you're working again, mommy. And I'm like, come. You know, I try to show him, because I need them to also appreciate what it is to work. You know? And he's like, you want to make more money? I'm like, yeah, because if you don't make money, you can't live a good life. You know? But it's typical, like a mom's day, isn't it? You have to tend to the kids, listen to them when they need you. But now I do more, again, delegating. So I find like ways to automate some of my processes, so I don't really have to be like always on the ball, and then delegate, you know, find freelancers to do some other content, like managing my social media platforms, so I don't have to physically be there all the time. So again, it's just finding ways so I'm not working, you know, like I said before the lockdown, it was a case of like, oh, I need to do this, I need to drive to Wembley to this store, I need to do this, we have a pop-up here, you know, that kind of thing. But now I'm trying to take advantage of the online platform. We already had a website before, but now I'm doing more like ad marketing, you know, advertising.
And you've got a blog as well.
Yeah, so you know, it's just trying to automate some of the stuff, delegate to, you know, have a few more people help me, you know, and then again stay up at night and do the work when they're sleeping. That's the perfect time. So you never really get to sleep. You're always constantly on it, you know, responding to queries, those who want answered questions, you know, they're always on, you know, you just have to.
That's the thing. Before I had my daughter, I was when I was pregnant, because I would work all the time, right? And people would say to me, oh, you know, wait till she's born, you're not going to get any sleep. And I'm like, do you think I sleep now? With this business, I don't even sleep already. It's I already do a lot of work. I'm already up all the time working till all hours. You will call me at like 2 a.m. and what am I doing? Work. So it's like I was already kind of used to that whole like go. So yeah, and even with the kid, it's like added on. You don't really get a chance to kind of switch off completely. It's always something on your mind. It's always something you still got to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Something you need to finish off.
With Chinelo, you started your business when you had children, so it's kind of easier because you've built your brand, you know, your work, everything. The kids were there already, but with you, Patrice, you didn't have a child. You know, you was a young girl.
Yeah, hot girl summer.
Exactly. Doing your thing. How has did becoming a mother have an effect on your business at any stage? Like, in
a sense that I kind of had to adapt the way I did it. So before I would just, like I said, work all hours, any hours, and I would be up and down, dish photo shoot, that photo shoot, this event, that event, networking, blah blah blah, office, back and forth. That was my lifestyle. I was up and out and on the go, and now I have to just do everything from home. If I can't do it from home,
so has that affected your business in a negative way?
No, I don't think it's negative. It just took adjustment. I just had to adjust, and I think that's why with COVID I wasn't too impacted because I had already been putting into practice the work from home lifestyle.
And I think that's how it is with mums anyway. Well, I can't speak on behalf of all mothers, but I think it was easier for mothers when the lockdown started because you're already working from or doing a lot of things from home anyway. Yeah,
I was like, this stay-at-home thing is my life, because my daughter's young, so for the past year, that's what I've been doing. She's been in her early infancy, so
and you gave up the office. And all that stuff.
With the intention to just work from home as much as I could, to kind of build everything around not having to go out to do it. So I just asked because obviously this show is about, you know, bringing to light people that are doing great things in their communities, professions and all that, but also just to encourage women, you know, and empower women. So that's obviously why I'm asking these questions, so that the people out there, you know, can be encouraged, because there's some people that, you know, maybe they're at a stage now that they're thinking, you know, they're overwhelmed,
kids at home. But, you know, there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And you two are a perfect example of that, definitely. But Chinelo, I know you're out all the time with your pop shops and fashion shows and and this hectic lifestyle that you had that you said came to a halt during COVID. Now, reflecting on everything, when things do go back to normal, what do you think you'll cut out? What do you think is not as necessary?
I think, you know, with fashion, you have to be out. You have to be out there. People are not going to see you if you're not out there. The media are not going to catch you if you're not out there. People are not going to photograph you if you're not out there. So I actually do miss going out. I miss the whole networking. I miss the whole fashion events. I just miss it, the whole pop-up. And
because you were doing a lot of pop-ups, and
I was.
I mean, these shops are not cheap, because you had shops in the city, and you had them for a long period of time.
Like, we used to have them, rent them out for like a week, 2 weeks for some during the summertime. And we were supposed to be in John Lewis as well.
Wow.
Over the summer, which obviously didn't happen. So it's, but yeah, I think for me, what will I cut out? Not much in terms of the going out part of it. I think I don't want to do fashion shows virtually. I definitely don't want to be doing catwalks virtually. I want to go out. I do miss going out, and I hope that.
So you miss it? And
yeah, I do.
You want to get out there?
I need to glam up. I need to dress up, glam, show up. You know.
I mean, I miss all that too.
I do miss, and I hope, you know, at some point, 2021 or 22, that we can go back to normal.
I think next year. I think next year things will definitely.
I hope so.
So can both of you share some different ways you know, like, you can make an impact with your business from the comfort of your own home? I think we've spoken about it, but just to, you know, reinforce it and let people know, like, what you can do from home to, you know, make a good impact on your business. And it's not, obviously, Chinelo's told us that going out is important, which it is. Traditional networking, going to events, all that is important. But what can you do from home to keep relevant, consistent, you know, and still keep your business on top? Because you've been doing it for 6 years. You've been doing it since 2017, and you're still going higher and higher and higher. I mean, what advice can you give to...
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, okay. So for me, like, you remember in the beginning of the lockdown, you know, you have to find something else to do, something that's relevant. So for instance, I took up TikTok. So I was always dancing on TikTok with my clothes. And then I started the live talk show, which was really good. And so that way I used it to keep engaging, because I knew people weren't talking about what to buy or what clothes to wear, you know, to buy at that time. So it was, for me, it was always trying to motivate and just be positive and smile, so that people know that they are not alone, you know, share some of my bad days on my social media platforms, so that people just know that they are not alone. And, you know, you can create impacts no matter what. It doesn't matter. And I know a lot of businesses that had to change the concept of how they run their businesses, or even try new things in the lockdown. So that's how, for me, for fashion, I have been able to stay relevant in front of people's faces. I'm always on the gram every single day. It's like, once you scroll, you must see Cumo London. You just have to. That way we've been able to stay relevant.
Okay, I'm just going to acknowledge some of our viewers. We have a few comments. Coffee Cooler says, I love this program. Parjo says, you're always looking lovely. Thank you. You look great. Yes, because I have beautiful women on my show today, so of course they're going to look amazing. Someone said, it's not easy being a mum and doing business. It's not easy at all. Nana Amma said, great program, looking gorgeous, ladies. I mean, yeah, people are watching. They're saying good program. We're encouraging the mothers out there. I'm glad that I have you two on the show. And guys, don't forget to share. Like I said, we're live here on Omega Live TV. Hit the like button. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you're not going to know what shows are going on through the week. And also with our Facebook, we really need you guys to like our page. So don't just watch, like and share. And also we have a new Instagram page, Omega Live TV. So follow us on Instagram for all your updates, and hopefully we'll be coming live through Instagram too. So it's very important that you follow us on all our social media networks. Like I said, we have our sponsors who are World Remit, Cosmic Cocktails. We have a few of their cocktails here. I'm going to give one to the ladies afterwards to taste. Also BASE, which BASE stands for Becoming a Successful Entrepreneur. The CEO is Jackie Obe, and she was on our show, and what she's trying to do is provide entrepreneurial skills through vision and determination to our young ones. So if you have a creative child, direct them to BASE. They will be coming on the screen. Her number is 07399 867 417. That's BASE. And also our other sponsor is, what's the name of Lady Dash? Dash Mobile Kitchens. Yes, that's it. Dash Mobile Kitchens. Her logo will also come up on the screen throughout the rest of the show. And she also has a YouTube channel, and she does all her cooking and shows us, these amazing skills, how to make lovely Ghanaian cuisines. She also sells puff puff. If you like puff puff, I love puff puff. I love kelewele. She has this amazing kelewele mix that you can buy instant. Make your instant kelewele at home and the puff puff. So don't forget to follow Dash Mobile Kitchen. So yeah, ladies, back to our conversation.
Yeah, on the topic of impact, I agree with you with the social media. I don't know if you saw a brand called Hanifa. It's a fashion brand. She did an amazing virtual runway that went viral. It was stunning. And I think you start kind of thinking about what impact really means to you, like define impact for yourself. And to me, that means just creating quality work, creating quality content, and you don't need to be out and about to do that. Like you can create some really amazing, stunning imagery or amazing projects, which
you do a lot. I
don't really have to go anywhere to create something that's really well thought out, well put together, and then you share that with the world, and people will just be so blown away. They do all the sharing for you. They do all the posting and all the sharing and all the tagging, because they just love the work so much. And I think that's what it is. Sometimes it's not about being everywhere, but sometimes it's just about focusing and channeling all your energy into your creativity and putting something spectacular together.
Okay, so you've worked with some amazing brands: Superdrug, Morgan Stanley, MTV,
I guess.
And you also work in Toronto. You have clients in Toronto and in the UK. I mean, from doing this for 6 years, what has been your standout moment, or at what point in your business did you think to yourself, I've made it, I've done it, or you're really proud of yourself?
It's the smaller clients that do that for me, not the bigger ones. And that's
why is that? Do the big ones come with a lot of work?
It's not that the big ones come with a lot of work, but the big ones are already big. So if I do a little project with them, even the ones you named, I've just done small projects with them. I didn't build Superdrug. I might have done one event with them. Do you know what I mean? I didn't build MTV. I might have done one show with them, but that's it. I can't feel that proud of that.
Why not?
For me personally, I'm like, okay, I worked with a brand that was already established. That's somebody else's hard work, or somebody else's years of sacrifice and work. And it's great that I had the opportunity to do a little project with them here and there, but I'm more proud of the companies that I look at. I'm like, whoa, I built that, When I found this brand, it was small. Look at them now, they're getting amazing sales. Their page is great, the engagement rate is great. Or I look at brands that when I kind of took them on, they were struggling with engagement,
and you made an impact,
and I made a huge impact, and I was able to turn it around. That to me is man, I'm good at this. when I see that, I feel like I'm proud of myself when I see, because I know that I did that. You know what I mean? It was my hard work. So that's what I feel most proud of. And also when we branched out to Toronto, I was very proud of that as well, because I hadn't started with a vision to be international, but when I got our first client in Toronto, which isn't a small one, it's quite a big brand, and I'm just wow, they value my work. It was just great, and they like would fly us out there, and that was my first experience with that.
Okay.
And I just felt like, wow, Mum must be onto something. So I was very, very proud of that as well. So
and did you live out there?
No, not yet. Not
Okay,
yet. I will do though.
Okay. Mum guilt is something that people have been talking about lately. It's trending on social media. You know, a lot of mums that their children, our children, make us feel guilty at times. You know, for I have teenagers, so I get that all the time. Like literally, I feel guilty a lot of times because teenagers are more vocal.
Okay.
You know, they express themselves more. They can just tell you, oh, you're never at home, or this, or oh, I want this, or Mum, when are you going to cook me jollof and chicken? You know, that kind of stuff. How do you deal with mum guilt, the both of you, especially you, Chinelo, because you have 3 children, you have a son, and you know, boys, they really...
I do get a lot of that, like telling off, like you know this, you see, the thing is, I talk to my kids a lot, and I make them understand the reason why I do what I do. But I think it's also important for women not to feel guilty, because again, remember, you're trying to empower yourself, you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to build yourself as much as you're trying to build other people. So women are builders, you know, we are the ones to look after everybody else. But at some times we forget to look after ourselves. And what that happens is as age wins, the children grow, they leave the house, the husband, you know, gets bored and he moves on with his friends. And then you have left your friends behind because you never brought them along, and then you're kind of isolated. So again, it's all about looking after yourself mentally, physically, and intellectually. So you have to build it, and you don't have to feel guilty doing that. You know, in as much as the kids might, you know, point out a few things, again, you need to speak. Like for me personally, I speak to my kids a lot. I show them what I'm doing. So it's not like I'm playing or you know shopping or just playing on the gram. So I tell them, because they always say, you're always on Instagram, you're always I join them on TikTok, you know, they're my friends on TikTok, as they're like, oh my god, you're on TikTok, you know. So they get to, because of, I have that conversation with them, I don't feel guilty, but I do try and spend time with them as well. So I tell them, okay, give me a few hours and I'm going to come and spend time with you guys, so we can do things together. So we try and balance it out, but they're not going to stop me from trying to achieve and fulfill my own life dream.
And that's so important, you know, like it's important to balance your life out, because life is not all about being a mother or being a wife, you know. What about my career? What about what I want to do?
Exactly.
What about what I went to uni for? You know, what about my dreams? So having a balance is so important. Have you felt that?
Definitely.
Even though your daughter's little,
especially because she's little, you know, you feel a bit more like, oh, you know, like, you know, we should bond more, like, you know, you do feel like, but I don't feel like I neglect her. I spend a lot of time with her every day. I take care of her. She's well taken care of. She eats, she sleeps, she plays, she's happy, she's smart. What do I need to be guilty about? I'm not doing a bad job. Like, I might not be the perfect mom, but I feel like she is thriving. So as long as she's thriving, why should I feel guilty? But I did feel it sometimes. It does come to me, and sometimes if I'm working, this is what she does now, she walks over to me and she closes my laptop down. So if she does that, I know, like, I'm in trouble. Not I'm in trouble, but she wants to play, so I'll just, okay, fine, you want to play, we play. Sometimes she'll bring me a book because she wants to read, and there's one book where she likes, there's a flap, you know, those flap books, and there's a part that goes wee inside the book. She'll bring it to me and she'll be like, wee wee. That means she wants to read that book. So I'll read it with her and I'll go play and stuff like that, and I just kind of listen to her and just kind of go with the, like I said, the whole day from like 12 to about 7 when she sleeps, I'm just going with the flow, whatever she wants to do, and even in the morning. So I feel like I'm doing enough with her. I shouldn't come and kill myself over it, you know. And I feel like when I start feeling guilty, I have to tell myself, Patrice, you're not done anything wrong. Like, you're not doing a terrible job. You're not a terrible mom. Just relax. Like,
so it's all about finding balance, isn't it?
But then again, it's also, we have to remember that there's nothing out there like a perfect mother. Nothing.
And this is something that a lady mentioned on Facebook. It's a video that went viral. I actually should have got it played during the show. Totally forgot, but yeah, she said, you know, we can't do everything, like, you know, it's about finding balance. And then she also said, you know, we shouldn't allow our children to make us feel guilty, because at the end of the day, life is not just about being a mum, and it's balance, and you have to speak to your children and let them know why you're doing the things you do, like you said. So so Patrice, 5 tips that you would give to a mother that is starting a business or has started a business. Just some tips, just some nuggets.
I don't know about 5 tips, but I can share some experience. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've only been a mum for 14 months. But from what I've learned, I would say just be patient with yourself. Don't try and get everything done all at once, because that's not going to always be possible. So just be patient. Give yourself time to get things done. Relax. Remember that you're human. And so you should just treat yourself with some care. Like, don't beat yourself up about stuff if you don't feel like you've been that productive, or if you don't feel like you spent that much time with the baby. Like, just relax and don't overthink things. And I would also say let go of the expectations you have of what juggling a business and a baby or whatever should look like. Forget what you think it should look like, and forget what you think it looks like for other people. Like, might see someone on Instagram who looks like they're killing it. Just take all those expectations out of your head and just figure out what works for you. And just take one day at a time. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. There is no perfect, like you said, there's no such thing as a perfect mother. I think sometimes we go online and we see the highlight reel of other people. We see them, baking cakes and doing all this fun stuff, and you think to yourself, oh my god, do I really have to be writing this report today? Like, should I just be like baking cakes? Just chill. Like, today you have to write a report. Do the cupcakes tomorrow. Like, just don't feel pressure.
And also, sorry, it wasn't that question I even asked you wasn't what I was supposed to ask you. What I really wanted to ask you was 5 important elements, like within the industry sectors that the businesses that you work with, which are mainly like hair and beauty. I mean, the predominant business that black people do, like fashion, hair and beauty, selling lashes and clothes is big. Like, what advice would you give to those type of businesses in starting up? Like, what's important to have in place when you're starting an online business?
You need to start, make sure that you've got all your systems and processes, have your website working so that people can order, and that's like a smooth process. So if you need to place a few orders yourself or get some friends and family to place some orders just so you can test out your system, test that all out, make sure that that's all together, and then work on building your community, work on building a community of people who will shop with you, enjoy your products, resonate with your brand, because that at the end of the day is what's going to carry your brand through long term. So I'd say do a lot more planning, execute, but plan, to make sure you've got your plan, your marketing plan and your strategy out, so that it's smooth when you start.
And what business have you come across recently that is not so popular within the black community? Something that black people could sell, like, because people are always at home wondering, what can I do? It's not everyone that has a love for something. Like, you had a love for fashion. Maybe they just want to earn extra income on the side. I
feel like what can I do is the wrong question. I think the question should be, who can I serve? And not what can I do. If you have to ask yourself what can I do, then that means you don't have an idea. You're just gonna think of anything.
Like what can I do to earn extra income on the side? Right.
So you could start an online business, but again, only if you have like an idea of a product that you want to sell, or something that you've come across that you think would be beneficial to someone.
Okay,
if you have knowledge, going back to serving. If you have knowledge that you can share, maybe start doing online courses or online webinars, or write a blog and share your knowledge to help other people. If it's something that you like to do, like you love to cook, then maybe you can start, a cooking program, or you can start doing meal preps for people. Start with something that you're actually really good at, that you feel like you can offer value to other people. Yeah, and don't think about how can I earn money. That should be the byproduct of whatever it is that you decide to do. Because if you're just thinking of how can I earn income, you're not going to last long, because let me tell you, it's hard to run a business. You'll get to the point where it gets so difficult that if you don't have a love for the thing, you're not going to get over that hurdle. You're going to give up. You're going to be like, this is I'm not doing this, because you're not passionate enough about the thing that you set out to do. So it needs to be something that you love enough to get through those days when it's not you know, all roses.
And Chinelo, you too?
Yeah, I totally agree. You have to have a passion for whatever you're trying to do. If not, you're just going to run out of steam.
That's it. That's the
The only thing that takes you through business and the stress of running a business is the love you have for that thing that you're doing. So if you want to monetize it, well, if you want to monetize your passion, then that's good, but you have to have the love for it. I think that's the primary thing. If you don't love it, it's like someone who's selling makeup, but you don't like wearing makeup. You can't.
How
You
is that
can't
going to
pretend,
work?
exactly. Because by the time you wear the first and second time, you're like, oh God. You know, you're just going to shock it. You know, I can't do this. I don't like doing it. So you have to be, it shouldn't be the money.
So the
is
overall
driving
message is, do something you love.
And
serve,
it could be anything.
Find something that you can do to serve a community or a target market.
The purpose has to mean more to you than the profit.
Yeah.
It has to, yeah. It has
And that's
to.
what's probably kept you guys going for, because now people start businesses within a year, they're done. So to actually, honestly,
No,
like
it's true,
even
it's
6
true.
months or 2 months, they're
true.
finished.
It's
So
true.
to have gone on for as long as you have is a big achievement.
Because there were other businesses I've started in my life that I just wasn't passionate enough to continue with. I just thought, this is hard and I don't love it enough to go through this turmoil. Because that's what it is. Sometimes the money is tight or it's hard, you're not getting the support, you're not getting the customers, nothing's working, nothing's sticking, and you don't have the passion to stay up through the night working on a document or something like that. You just don't want to. And why should it be a chore? Isn't that why we start a business? Because we're sick of our job. So why now go and start something you're sick of already?
Exactly.
You know, it's not gonna work.
Well, ladies, we have to bring the show to an end. It's been lovely talking to you and just, you know, hearing about your, you know, just hearing your words of wisdom and advice and how you juggle it all. And you're both doing fantastically well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you're both very professional. So please let the audience, our viewers, know where we can find you on Facebook, and just remind people what you do. So Patrice, Camille.
Sure. So I do digital marketing. My company is called Pink Ships. If you ever need digital marketing services, you can reach out to us through mypinkship.com. My personal brand, I also teach classes and webinars, and I write blogs, and I offer information. And you can find me on my personal platform, which is patricecamille.co.uk, or my personal Instagram, which is @patrice.camille.
Okay,
So my name is Chinelo, like you guys know, and I own an African fashion and lifestyle brand called Cumo London. We have just rebranded. We used to be called ATM Collections. And, you know, I just wanted to share my love for African fashion and my culture with the rest of the world. So if you love to wear ethnic fashion, you want to make ethnic fashion a lifestyle, then please do check our website. It's www.cumolondon.com, on Instagram and Facebook @CumoLondon. Yeah, and we're hoping that we can promote African fashion as a lifestyle and you know, make it bigger and better for the world to share.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
Thank
It's
you.
been
Thank
lovely
you so
having you on the
much.
show.
I really had fun. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to our main sponsors once again, who are Cosmic Cocktails, World Remit, Base, and also Dash Mobile Kitchens. And remember, Dash Mobile Kitchens have a YouTube page where Lady Dash, who has a show on our station every Friday. She makes amazing meals, and like I said, she has instant puff mix and kelewele. So you guys follow her on social media. And yeah, we have Cosmic Cocktails in the studio. So I'm going to give you guys one each to try and give us your opinion of what they taste like. So we have these immune boosters, non-alcoholic. So
I'll take a pina colada.
she's ready for some alcohol. So I give you a pina colada. Just give it a good shake.
Thank you.
And taste and drink away. And Chinelo, do you want?
Yeah, because I'm driving.
Yes.
So, yeah, safer to try this one.
Taste and let us know. So guys, thank you for watching. You've been watching GoalDiggers. I'm Miss Newlove. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Like I said, we have a new Instagram page, Omega Live TV. We're also on Facebook, Omega Live TV. Hit the like button. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. And yeah, that's it. In 2 weeks' time, I'm back in the studio with an amazing lady. You're going to be blown away. So tune in on Monday, the 7th of